I made the choice to do a PhD because I naturally enjoyed learning, but also learning about certain modules relating to conflict. So this kind of PhD represented a natural progression of the learning experience. Why also? Well, I actually transferred, so it wasn't because of a natural step from undergrad, postgrad, PhD. I resourced also and found that they perform well in surveys such as the P or ES. And I previous experience speaking to people who previously undertaken a PhD, such as my brother, they highly recommended UU and TCI in particular. So my PhD is funded through a stewardship offered by the TCI, which is funded by the Department of the Economy. This scholarship or stewardship offers me a maintenance or a life supplement to live on, basically. It's also tax-free. Payment of tuition fees throughout the 3 years, and also annual grant for resource activities to support my project, PhD project, but also development as a resourcer. In addition to the stewardship offered by the DFE and the TCI, I was also able to supplement my income through performing teaching and also conducting some resource for academic staff. It's an often used cliche, but there is no typical day in the life of a PhD student. So, unlike undergrad and master's level, there's no scheduled classes or timetable made up for you. You're very much left to your own devices. You also have a range of tasks and events you might want to attend, which means your week might change, or your planned week might change. So, for example, I might think I would be spending a week reading for a chapter, but then come Wednesday, I might reach the point where I feel confident enough to write. But then when I write, I also like to do tasks which are less mentally tasking, if you will, because I find like when I write, I overthink a lot, which leads to producing confused writing. In addition, I also like to exercise or walk while I write. So we can see here how a planned week of reading transforms into writing and performing other tasks. So a more concise answer would be that a typical day in the PhD relates to what tasks you must prioritize and what working style or working preference you have. So the Tactical College offers great support mechanisms. One of them is the Resource Development Program, which allows you to establish and develop skills which you can take into your PhD project. The Tactical College also runs great events, such as Shut Up and Write, which allows you to concentrate on writing, but also creates a social environment which can help you not only in writing but also the mental aspect. Furthermore, those events such as PhD important, although I don't have children, I can see how that would be a great mechanism to help those who do. In the TCI, there's also great mechanisms or support mechanisms. The two that really stand out for me is the What's the Crack section. It gives resources a platform to not only hear about others' resource, but also to gain valuable experience about talking about your own resource. Another thing another great mechanism is the PhD catch-up, which occurs at least once a semester. This allows you to be aware of developments within the institution, but also to a more social aspect. Allows you to go more camaraderie with your fellow PhD cohorts. I was given the opportunity to present at 2 conferences. One was held at QUB. The other one was the Doctoral College's own PhD festival. Both were great opportunities because it gives you valuable experience in talking to an audience about your resource, but also great practice in networking. I've also recently completed the First Steps to Teaching program, which is really good because it helped my development as an educator at a tertiary level. In terms of skill set you acquire, I would definitely recommend a PhD. I find that your critical analysis and critical thinking skills are taken to another level at PhD, but also the ability to speak to an audience is highly needed, and also how you communicate through writing is taken to another level and needs development. On a personal level, I thought I would highly recommend a PhD. I think it's an easy process to self-motivate for, because for me anyway, I think that freedom or autonomy you have in your work style, in addition to resourcing or intensely looking at an area which you have a great interest in and a degree of ownership over the project, it makes it far easy to perform tasks related to it, even if the tasks are somewhat challenging at times.